There's a truth most people don't want to hear. Greatness doesn't feel good at first. It's not comfortable. It's not easy. It's not exciting every single day. It's raw, it's painful, and it's built in the moments when no one is cheering, when no one believes in you yet, and when even you question if it's worth it. But that's where greatness begins, in the decision to force yourself forward. Even when everything in you screams to stop, comfort is the enemy of progress because it whispers lies that sound like peace but lead to stagnation. It convinces you that where you are is good enough, that you've done enough, that growth can wait. It seduces you with ease and familiarity, making you believe that you're safe when in reality you're stuck. The truth is, every person who has ever achieved something meaningful had to walk away from comfort. They had to abandon the safety of the known and step into the uncertainty of effort. Comfort gives you temporary satisfaction, but progress gives you lasting fulfillment. The problem is, the two rarely exist together. Progress demands movement, and movement requires friction. When you choose comfort, you choose stillness. You choose to stop challenging yourself, to stop questioning, to stop reaching. You begin to settle. And the moment you settle, you start losing the hunger that drives achievement. Comfort doesn't just keep you where you are. It pulls you backward, quietly and slowly, while you convince yourself that you're standing still. You start avoiding discomfort, ignoring challenges, and rejecting opportunities that could shape you into more. That's why comfort feels good but costs everything. It's disguised as peace, but it's really resistance dressed up as rest. The people who grow, the ones who rise above mediocrity, understand that progress is born in discomfort. They force themselves to do what's difficult, to wake up earlier, to work harder, to face fear, to endure rejection. They understand that discomfort is not a signal to stop. It's a sign that they're expanding. When you're uncomfortable, you're changing. You're tearing down old limits and replacing them with new strength. But most people run from that feeling. They crave ease, and in doing so, they avoid evolution. You cannot grow inside the same space that keeps you comfortable, because comfort has no urgency, no hunger, no demand for better. Every major transformation in life begins with discomfort. The first workout after years of inactivity hurts. The first day of chasing a dream feels uncertain. The first step away from what's familiar feels terrifying. But that pain, that fear, that uncertainty, it's proof that you're alive, proof that you're trying. Progress will never meet you in your comfort zone. It waits outside of it, in the space where most people refuse to go. That's why success is rare, because few are willing to walk through discomfort long enough to find it. Comfort makes you believe that there's always time, that tomorrow is a better day to start, that you can wait until it feels easier. But ease never comes and time doesn't wait. The longer you stay comfortable, the weaker your will becomes. You start adjusting your dreams to fit your comfort instead of expanding your comfort to fit your dreams. You start calling avoidance balance and procrastination patience. The truth is, you don't need more time, you need more courage. Courage to embrace discomfort, to seek challenge, to face failure. That's where progress lives. When you resist comfort and lean into challenge, something powerful happens. You begin to evolve. You discover resilience you didn't know you had, strength you never realized was yours. You begin to see yourself not as a product of ease, but as a result of effort. That's what progress really is. The gradual transformation of who you are into who you're meant to become. And that transformation can only happen when you're willing to step away from what feels good and move toward what makes you grow. Comfort is the enemy of progress because it keeps you where it's easy, while greatness is waiting where it's hard. Discipline must replace motivation because motivation is fleeting, unreliable, and dependent on emotion, while discipline is rooted in commitment, consistency, and choice. Motivation comes and goes. It's that spark you feel after hearing an inspiring story or setting a new goal. It gives you energy, but it doesn't last. When life gets heavy, when progress feels slow, when the excitement fades, motivation disappears. That's when most people quit, not because they're incapable, but because they relied on a feeling instead of a principle. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care about feelings. It shows up regardless of mood, energy, or circumstances. It is the steady force that moves you forward when every part of you wants to stop. Motivation is emotional, discipline is intentional. Motivation might push you to start something, but only discipline will help you finish it. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's consistency. The ability to act even when you don't feel like it, to follow through when no one is watching, to stay committed when progress is invisible. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when the excitement is gone. It's waking up early not because you're inspired, but because you promised yourself you would. It's putting in the work even when it's boring, because you know consistency compounds into greatness. When you rely on motivation, your actions fluctuate with your mood. Some days you feel unstoppable, and other days you can't even take the first step. That inconsistency is what destroys progress. Discipline removes that uncertainty. It gives you structure, and within that structure you build power. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect mindset, or the perfect opportunity, because you realize that discipline creates those moments through repetition and perseverance. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're strengthening the muscle of self-control. Over time, it becomes automatic. You no longer negotiate with laziness or doubt. You just act. The truth is, discipline is uncomfortable. It requires sacrifice. It demands that you show up when it's inconvenient, when it's hard, when it feels pointless. But that discomfort is what builds character. The people who accomplish the most in life aren't the ones who feel motivated every day. They're the ones who refuse to let their feelings dictate their actions. They understand that emotions are temporary, but results are permanent. Discipline bridges the gap between wanting something and actually achieving it. It doesn't care if you're tired, busy, or uninspired. It only asks one thing of you: show up. Over time, discipline transforms into freedom. When you master discipline, you control your actions instead of being controlled by your emotions. You start trusting yourself because you know you'll do what you said you would, no matter how you feel. That's where true confidence is born. It's not in bursts of motivation. It's in the quiet moments of consistency. It's in keeping promises to yourself even when it hurts. Motivation might get you started, but discipline keeps you moving long after the excitement fades. To build the life you want, to achieve the goals that matter, you must stop waiting to feel ready and start acting with discipline. You must become the kind of person who moves forward, not because it feels good, but because it's necessary. Discipline is the foundation of greatness, the silent force behind every success story, the unseen effort that builds lasting strength. It's the difference between a dreamer and a doer, between potential and achievement. When motivation fades, and it always does, discipline is what carries you across the finish line. Pain is a sign you're building strength because it's the evidence that you're stretching beyond your limits, tearing down what's weak so something stronger can take its place. Growth has always required discomfort. There is no evolution without effort, no improvement without struggle. Pain is not punishment. It's the body, the mind, and the soul adapting to a new standard. Every time you feel pain from pushing yourself harder, from chasing something greater, from refusing to quit, that pain is proof that you are in motion. Proof that you are becoming more than you were yesterday. The mistake most people make is treating pain like a stop sign, when in truth, it's a signal that transformation is happening. The soreness after a workout, the frustration of learning something new, the emotional exhaustion that comes from chasing a dream, all of it means that you're breaking out of your comfort zone. Pain is the process of growth announcing itself. It's uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar, because it's pulling you away from what's easy. But if you avoid pain, you avoid progress. Strength doesn't come from staying safe. It comes from enduring struggle and learning from it. Every form of greatness has been built through pain. The athlete training before dawn, the artist creating through self-doubt, the entrepreneur failing and starting over, all of them endure pain as part of their journey. They understand that pain refines them, sharpens them, and prepares them. Without pain, they'd stay fragile. Pain is the test that proves your dedication, the price you pay to earn your growth. It's not there to destroy you, it's there to strip away weakness. When you endure pain and refuse to quit, you develop resilience, and resilience becomes strength, not just physical, but mental and emotional. Pain also teaches you patience. Growth doesn't happen instantly. There are moments when progress is invisible, when all you can feel is effort with no reward. But just because you can't see the results doesn't mean they aren't forming. The body heals stronger after it breaks down. The mind becomes wiser after it endures failure. The heart becomes braver after it's been hurt. Pain is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. It's the fire that forges character, the grind that separates the committed from the comfortable. If you run from pain, you remain the same. If you embrace it, you evolve. Every challenge that hurts you is shaping you. Every setback is teaching you something that comfort never could. Pain humbles you, grounds you, and reminds you that nothing worthwhile is easy. It strips away the illusion of quick success and forces you to earn every inch of progress. It demands respect and perseverance, and in return it gives you strength, confidence, and clarity. When you begin to understand pain not as suffering, but as sculpting, you change the way you face life. You stop asking, why me, and start asking, what is this teaching me? That's when pain becomes power. It becomes the force that propels you forward rather than the weight that holds you back. Every moment of discomfort, every sacrifice, every struggle, it's all building you into someone who can handle more, achieve more, and inspire more. Pain doesn't mean you're losing. It means you're transforming. It means you're becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. Pain is not your enemy. It's the silent proof that you're still fighting, still growing, still building the strength you once thought you didn't have. Consistency creates confidence because repetition builds trust. Trust in yourself, in your abilities, and in your direction. Confidence doesn't appear magically. It's earned through showing up again and again, even when the results aren't visible. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you can rely on your own effort. That reliability turns into self-assurance. It's not the loud kind of confidence that needs to be seen or heard. It's the quiet, grounded kind that comes from knowing you've done the work. When you're consistent, you no longer have to hope you're capable. You know you are because you've proven it through action. Consistency is what transforms potential into performance. The first few attempts at anything are usually uncertain. You make mistakes, doubt yourself, and question whether you're built for it. But with repetition, your movements become smoother, your judgment sharper, your mindset stronger. Consistency builds competence, and competence builds confidence. Each day that you show up, even imperfectly, you're stacking evidence that you're capable. Over time, those small actions compound into something powerful. A deep inner belief that you can handle challenges because you've trained yourself to. The problem is that many people chase confidence without committing to consistency. They want to feel capable before they act, but the truth is reversed. You must act before you feel ready. Confidence is the reward for consistency, not the prerequisite. It's born in the daily grind, in the unglamorous repetition that no one else sees. When you wake up early, when you train despite fatigue, when you study even when you're distracted, you're reinforcing a pattern of reliability. You're showing yourself that your word means something. Over time, that pattern becomes your identity. You become someone who follows through. That identity is where true confidence lives. There will always be days when you don't feel like showing up. Days when motivation is gone, when you doubt whether it's working, when progress feels painfully slow. But consistency isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do despite those feelings. Each time you push through resistance, you strengthen your belief that you can. That's what separates the confident from the uncertain. The willingness to act through discomfort. The consistent person doesn't need perfect conditions to move forward. They've trained their mind to operate under any condition. Confidence built on consistency lasts because it's rooted in truth. It's not based on empty affirmations or fleeting motivation. It's based on evidence. You know you can because you've seen yourself do it. You've shown up when it was hard, when it was inconvenient, when no one was watching. You've proven your reliability through repetition, and that's something no one can take from you. The more consistent you are, the more natural your actions become. What once felt difficult turns effortless, and what once felt impossible becomes routine. The beauty of consistency is that it compounds quietly. You won't notice its effects immediately, but one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You'll see that your confidence wasn't born from success, it was built from persistence. Confidence isn't about knowing you'll never fail, it's about trusting that you'll keep going no matter what. And that trust comes only from consistency. Every day you show up, you're casting a vote for the person you want to be. Each vote builds a stronger, more certain version of yourself. That's how consistency creates confidence. It turns effort into evidence and self-doubt into self-belief, one disciplined day at a time. Greatness is earned, never given, because it is the result of relentless effort, not entitlement. It cannot be handed to you, inherited, or stumbled upon. It must be fought for, sacrificed for, and built from the ground up through persistence and pain. The world does not reward wishes, it rewards work. Every person who has reached greatness has done so by paying the price that comfort, convenience, and ease could never afford. It's a debt settled in early mornings, long nights, and countless moments of doubt that were conquered through discipline. Greatness isn't something you find, it's something you create through consistent action and an unbreakable will. The truth is, many people desire greatness, but few are willing to endure what it demands. They want the recognition without the repetition, the reward without the responsibility. But greatness is not about being chosen. It's about choosing yourself every single day. It's about showing up when no one is watching. About doing the unseen work that most people are too tired, too scared, or too impatient to do. The process is never glamorous. It's filled with setbacks, rejections, and failures that test your resolve. Yet it's precisely within those challenges that greatness is forged. Every failure teaches resilience, every obstacle builds character, and every small victory reinforces belief. Earning greatness means embracing struggle. It means understanding that progress rarely happens in straight lines. Some days will feel like you're moving backward, like everything you've worked for is slipping away. But those moments are essential. They separate those who merely dream from those who actually do. Greatness is reserved for those who keep going when it stops being exciting, when no one claps, and when the results take longer than expected. It's earned through consistency when others quit, through patience when others rush, and through effort when others make excuses. Nothing about greatness is accidental. Behind every success story is a mountain of invisible work, hours of practice, mistakes, and persistence that no one celebrates. Greatness lives in the moments when you could take the easy path but choose the hard one instead. It's in the decision to push a little longer, to dig a little deeper, to give a little more when everything in you wants to stop. That's the price of greatness. It doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work. When you earn greatness, you value it differently. You respect the process because you felt the pain of progress. You understand that the struggle is what gave your success its meaning. That's why true greatness can't be taken away. It's built into who you are. It's not a title, not a position, not an award. It's a mindset. It's the understanding that everything you achieve is a reflection of everything you endured. To earn greatness, you must be willing to stand alone. You must be willing to sacrifice comfort, to face doubt, and to persist when no one believes in you yet. It's not about talent or luck. It's about perseverance and ownership. You don't wait for opportunities, you create them. You don't hope to be noticed, you work until you can't be ignored. Greatness is the sum of 1,000 decisions to keep going, to keep improving, to keep believing. It's the result of effort multiplied by time, fueled by purpose. Greatness is earned because it demands proof. Proof of commitment, proof of endurance, proof of consistency. It cannot be borrowed or bought. It is the final product of every moment you refused to quit, every day you pushed beyond what was comfortable, and every failure you turned into fuel. That's why those who earn greatness carry it with humility. They know how much it cost, and they know the work never ends. Greatness is not a destination. It's a standard you hold yourself to every day, a standard that no one gives you. You earn it